try to give you some inspiration. I've come to talk to you, whoever is watching, whoever is on, whoever is listening, to you all, whoever is spending his just minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds to listen to this. You're most welcome. Well, I'm here to talk about life. Basically, I know we're all going through a lot, but in life, you should always think about the best. You should always think about positivity. You shouldn't say that negativity is taking you anywhere. Negativity can never take you anywhere. Always it's positivity taking you somewhere. As a matter of fact, when people are going through a lot, stresses, they are going about depression. What brings about depression? Have you ever wondered and said, what's depression? What brings depression? Depression is caused by just a little thoughts. Let me call it a little thoughts. At times it's not little, but just because you're overthinking about something bad, you tend to become depressed. However, that thinking about it may not be true, may not be a fact. It may at times just be a mindset. It might be a mindset, but just because you have it in your head that it's so and so, blah blah blah, then you tend to take it the way you see it. But when you reach a point and you see you're depressed, you see you're not understanding, you have a lot of thoughts, always console yourself. As a matter of fact, the first thing you have to do is set your mind, challenge it, challenge your head. Say, why can't I do this? Do you think those who are all at times doing that, they do that just because they know a lot, or is they are doing it for more and more times? And as a matter of fact, the more you keep on doing something more and more, as a matter of fact, you'll always perfect it. Just check. Have you ever wondered why is such and such a presenter doing this over and over? Your first time wouldn't be as your second time. You learn something for the first time, so keep on doing, challenging yourself with exercises. That's why when all those students who are still going under school, you should always challenge. There is no way you're going to learn something at once. Miracles can't happen, my friend. They can't. You always have to do something better. Do it more and more. Always challenge yourself with something new. You can solve this, then go for another thing. But in the same capacity. You can't do something once, my friends. No, that can't be. That's why great men keep on saying you should always persist on what you want. You want something, then go for it. You're not going to get something. You look at the billionaires, the top men, those top billionaires. They didn't start from 100%. They started from zero doing different stuff. But you should always know what you want. However much you may be in a sector where you don't want to be, but use it as a matter of fact that you have something that will help you ignite, will help you go for that you want. So my brothers and sisters, my parents, my elders, you should always challenge. Go for challenges. You know you are not good in this, ask a friend. You should ask a friend. That's life. Always don't have bad heart. Don't have bad heart about your friends. Why do you need to have bad heart? Just because this and this is happening, not happening, and you say your friend is better than you in something. Ask, how did you do this? How did you come about this? It's not just that he's better than me, and then you get that anger, that hatred. That's not life. That's not life. Even the different religions that we do believe in, they talk about it. When you don't want something good for someone else, you also can't get something good. You'll get it at some time, but it will disappear in a way that you won't know. Then a little time you don't have it, just because you never wanted good for that someone. Always assume that you are that someone. Therefore, as I'm closing this chapter of depression of working hard, always tend to read more. You know, we Africans, the whites, or the Europeans, or the Asians. Actually, there's a certain sheikh I was watching, I can't recall the name, but he was saying if we were selling brains, whereby I think we Africans, or we, let me say Ugandans at large, our brains would be very expensive. Do you know why? Because they have never done anything challenging to the world. Have you ever wondered? Your brains would be very expensive because they are new as they were given to you. Have you ever done something challenging? Guys are innovating cars, vehicles, they're coming out to something new, creativity, they are creating new stuff. But we Africans, nothing new. We are tending to look at the whites. What they bring in is what we have to do. However, we have people who are capable of doing something new, coming up with ideas that have never been seen before, bringing them out and challenging the whole universe. Always be creative. And how can you do that? How can you cover that creativity? This is by accepting challenges, reading a lot, discovering what you have power in. Discovering what you have power in. And there is this. Let me first close the chapter and go on to something new. In life, we are always looking into. We are basically having some. Actually, the gift we have in life, the powerful gift, is time. It's a gift that how do they call it? Is it a fruit? Some have forgotten, but let me call it a gift. All of us have the same time. That's why you find an athlete at 20 is having that money, is having those cars, and someone at 24 in Africa is having nothing. Yes, he's still struggling with school. Why? The way we use our time. We basically have three types of time, or periods of time. That's the primary time, secondary, and tertiary time. What's primary time? Primary time is this time whereby, let me call it from when you're still young up to around 30s, that's primary time. Whereby you still have the energy, you still have the ability to perform more than 7 tasks a day. You get by the youths, you have time and power to challenge situations. You can perform more. Actually, you are more of a robot. I won't say robot because a robot is scientifically made to perform a different task, or more than one task when it's genetically modified or computerly numerified. But we are at times made whereby we can perform more than one task or more than one job. So when you use your primary time well, the second time will be better, and the tertiary time will be just there as you can. Now I still breaking those the the specific times or the specific period. So from 30s to around 60s, that's basically around the secondary time. Whereby with secondary time, you do not have that energy or that mobility or that ability to perform more than one task. You can, or actually even that secondary time can come at an earlier stage, just in case you get a sudden happening, can be an accident and you lose both legs, whereby you can't perform more tasks as you used to do. you can't be more physically energetic as you used to do. So whereby if you didn't use your primary time properly, you'll have a challenge. You'll have challenges of within the secondary time. You'll have challenges. Actually, this is time whereby you have kids, but actually you can't take them to good schools, which you would think of just because you never use your primary time well. So this primary time you should use it basically well by setting up more businesses, performing more tasks. Actually, if you are being used by your bosses, make sure you work, but at least you have a side hustle. Usually, these side hustles can help you whereby they have the salary you get at the end of the month can't be that good. It can't help you in such a way that you'll have many needs on you. So this money at times won't suit you enough. You're getting 800k. You're paying rent for around 300. You have to transport. And remember, if you have kids at that stage, then it will also become difficult. So make sure you perform more than at least 3 tasks a day. You get at least 3 jobs a day, whereby you can spend like maybe 6 hours on each, 6 hours on each. 4 hours are enough for you to rest, even 3 hours are enough for you to rest in the light. As long as you're done operating this task and you have your own businesses, you should always look for new ideas. So by the time the primary time expires, you go for the secondary time and you won't have to, you are still into the working system, you still have the energy to work, but not as you used to do. So here, if you had you could perform 3 tasks at a time. Here you'll be able to perform 10. If you could perform 10 tasks at a time, sorry about that. If you could perform 10 tasks at a time, or 7, which is the maximum, most which can do, here I'll be able to perform maybe 1 or 2 in the secondary time. So as you go into the secondary time, make sure your primary time was set well, so that you can be able to achieve in the secondary time. And when we go for the tertiary time, here the tertiary time is basically about these people whose parents work for them or who have a good background, whereby he is a son or a daughter to a minister. His father was working in the government, so whereby his father can call a friend and he says, I have my daughter, so she went to school, I need her to work in this organization. So she won't be able to struggle a lot. She can just be forwarded there, she'll get that money which you are looking for in the primary time. This primary time is a time used by people who are nowhere, who have no connection, who have been struggling from day one. They have been struggling looking for this and this. They have been struggling for this and this. So that's basically time. That's basically what we call primary, secondary, and tertiary time. Okay, I think this episode of today, a series of motivation, trying to talk to you guys, ladies and gents. I want to thank you very much for the time you've given to me. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and comment. Thank you very much. Till we meet again, have a blessed day. Thank you so much.